everybody, Buck Ballou here, ready for Extra Innings, as we call it. Look, we're doing a weekday, 1-hour sports talk radio show on 680 The Fan, and I'm just not able to get enough in. So we've come up with a little YouTube live a couple times a week where we'll continue to talk about some of the things we talked about on the radio show this week. And today, I wanted to talk about Ronald Acuna Jr., the Brave star outfielder who's in the news today. And I look at it as good news. I think there are probably some fans out there that think otherwise, but we're here to talk about it today. Dave O'Brien in The Athletic broke this overnight that Ronald Acuna Jr. had been cleared by doctors, and I'm assuming those are the Braves doctors, and given him a clean bill of health as far as his injured and surgically repaired knee goes, which is great news for the Atlanta Braves. Now, this year, spring training is complicated a little bit with the fact that you've got the World Baseball Classic going on this year. Ronnie is from Venezuela, and apparently, like a lot of guys from the Caribbean, are really excited about playing in the WBC and representing their country. So why wouldn't he be, right? He's got a lot of passion for doing that. Now, originally, the plan was that Acuna would not play. He would prioritize the Braves coming off this knee injury and would focus totally on getting ready for the Major League season. But with the 100% clean bill of health with his knee, Ronnie now has had a change of heart, apparently, and wants to go and represent Venezuela. So there are two schools of thought here. Is this bad news for the Braves? I mean, what if he has a setback? Would really impact the season, because Braves fans, I don't know about you, but I'm expecting Ronnie to get back to form. And when I talk about get back to form, I'm talking about like that 2019 season, where Acuna had 40-plus home runs, drove in more than 100 runs, scored 127 runs, stole 37 bases. I'm expecting to see Ronald get back to those kind of numbers in this upcoming 2023 season. Have a setback, I guess there's always a case that could happen. But didn't the doctors give him 100% clean bill of health? I would think you get a clean bill of health. It's time to turn the man loose and expect him to go out and do some of those great things we've seen him do here in Atlanta. I think it's good news in that you've got Ronald Acuna Jr. now would play in the World Baseball Classic. Talk about the live pitching reps that he would get playing in the WBC. I like the sound of that. I think that would allow him to be way ahead of some of these other guys that don't play in the World Baseball Classic, that when the curtains pull back and the season opens up, Major League Baseball season, that he's going to be ready to go, having gotten all these live reps in the WBC. So I look at it, the Braves should be totally behind Ronald Acuna Jr. and him wanting to play in the WBC. I don't see any negatives here. So I'm wondering what you're thinking about that. He's 100% healthy. It's great news. And I'm looking for Ronald to come out and have a great season for the Atlanta Braves this season. Both he and Albies, I think, is one of the big stories coming into the season with the Braves. Both were injured and missed some time last year. Ronald coming off the knee injury, and then Ozzie hurt during the season. We didn't get to see him at the end of the year with that injury he had. So both these guys are 100% ready to get the season started, ready for spring training, and ready to go out and play some exciting baseball is what they bring to the table. I missed it a year ago. And so Ronald, I think, is great news. He's 100% healthy with the knee. Looking for him to have a huge season. It's going to be great having Ozzie back in there with the energy that he brings to this Braves lineup, both on and off the field. I love the leadership that Ozzie's bringing to the table, too, and we're going to need that with Freeman gone, with Dansby Swanson gone. He'll accept some of that leadership role. So really excited about Ronnie, and I just don't see any reason why the Braves wouldn't be 100% behind Ronald playing in the World Baseball Classic. We'll see how that shakes out. But I'm just going to go with that's good news that he's going to play in that. So we're 3 days away from Super Bowl 57. Excited about seeing the big game on Sunday night. I know you are too. We all look forward to it. And just wanted to talk a little Super Bowl with you today on Extra Innings. Talked about it on the show today. But really, we've been talking about it for 2 weeks, getting ready for this matchup. And I wanted to talk on both sides of the ball what I'm going to be looking for in Super Bowl 57. Let's start off with the Eagles on offense and the Chiefs on defense. And the Eagles, they've scored on their first possession 10 of their 19 games. So more than 50% of the time, they get the ball as the game gets underway and they drive for a touchdown. They take the lead. They play from the front. They get that run game cranked up. This is the best in the National Football League, and that's been a winning formula for them. So Kansas City on the defensive side of the ball, got to come out and play fast. Start fast in this game. Don't allow the Eagles offensively to score in the first quarter or that first possession, and don't allow them to take the lead. I think is one of the keys for them. Obviously, they got to find a way to slow down this run game. This has just been number one for the Eagles this season. I do see some cracks in the armor, though, as far as the competition that the Eagles have been playing on this side of the ball. Just some of my research has pointed out that the Eagles, they've only faced five legitimate offenses out there, or defenses out there, that I think Kansas City is probably going to step up and play them a little tougher than some of these other teams have. Kansas City can cover. They can get after the passer. I look at what Hurts has done, and one of the things that jumps off the page is when he's pressured. When there's pressure on Jalen Hurts, his efficiency totally goes down. He's not as effective as he is when he has plenty of time to throw the ball. That makes sense, right? I mean, Mahomes is a little different. He continues to thrive when he's under pressure, and he's going to have to do that Sunday. But Jalen Hurts, his efficiency level, when he's pressured, he's completing 45% of his passes, which is a extremely low number when you look at the other quarterbacks in the league. As you know, we hear a lot about the Eagles' pass rush. The Chiefs' pass rush is number 2 in the National Football League. The adjusted sack rate, the pressure rate, the Eagles are going to face a defense that really can get after the quarterback. So, I know the top concern for the Chiefs coming in is to find a way to slow down that run game. Don't allow the Eagles to start fast and put points on the board in the first quarter and play from the lead. Third down's going to be huge on this side of the ball. The Chiefs defensively on third down are going to have to find a way to get the Eagles off the field. And how do you do that? I think you play tough on first down. You put them in second and long situations so they're not third down and 2 and can hand the ball off right up the middle and pick up the first down. It's going to be huge for the Chiefs to play well defensively to allow this Chiefs offense to stay in the ball game. Hurts, first time in the big game. Mahomes has been there a little bit, so you wonder, what the performance level is going to be out of Jalen Hurts. So let's flip it around on the other side and take a look at the Chiefs on offense, which is really interesting this side of the ball. They got the number 1 quarterback in the National Football League in Patrick Mahomes. They've got the number 1 offense in the National Football League as far as the EPA and the DVOA, these advanced analytics, the yards a game, the points per drive, the play success rate. I mean, Kansas City's up there at the top of the heap when you look at all those categories. And defensively, the Eagles' defense has got a reputation for playing great. They number one in sacks. So that's the first thing you need to know, and I'm sure Andy Reid is totally focused on that, about keeping Patrick Mahomes protected back there. But you look at the Eagles, man, their strength of schedule on this side of the ball, number 31 as far as facing quality defenses in the league. Their strength of schedule is number 31 in the NFC. They've only faced 5 legitimate offenses this season out of the 19 games. So they've really caught a break there. I think the Cowboys are similar with the Chiefs offensively, in that they've got a lot of great personnel on the offensive side of the ball. The Cowboys totally dismantled the Eagles. Eagles in 9 of their 19 games have faced bottom 10 defenses, and a lot of the time with backup quarterbacks. So this is going to be a completely different animal. They're going to face a beast on Sunday night in this Kansas City offense. And they seem to do the same things over and over again. It's been a quality formula for them. 30 or 54% of the time they're in zone defense. They only blitz 26% of the time. They're getting pressure on the quarterback, rushing 4 or maybe 5 guys. So, you got Patrick Mahomes is going to know what to expect when he walks up to that line of scrimmage. This wide receiver core for Kansas City is banged up. Mecole Hardman won't play in the game. You've got their other receivers, Juju Smith-Schuster, only played 45% of the snaps against the Bengals. He's dealing with an injury. You got Kadarius Toney, the former Florida Gator, dealing with an injury there, a back and an ankle, I believe it is. Reports are they're going to give it a go, but this is going to be huge in the game because the Eagles are going to try to take away Travis Kelce and keep that ball out of his hands. So, Mahomes can't throw it and catch it too. I do think they'll look to run it a little more in this matchup to try to slow down that Eagles pass rush. But Pacheco's been great. Got McKinnon, who's their backup running back. They got Clyde Edwards-Helaire back in there, and I think he can help them in the passing game too. I've got the Chiefs winning a close game, 31-27, something along those lines, and looking forward to seeing the matchup on Sunday night. I'll let you enjoy the commercials and have the prop bets. I'm interested in the X's and O's and the breakdown of the personnel and the matchups that are going into the big game. But should be a good one. Got 2 great football teams. We got the best team in the AFC, the best team in the NFC. So it should make for a great Super Bowl 57. Hope you enjoy it, and hope you'll join me next week as we break it down starting on Monday, looking back at Super Bowl 57. It's going to do it for Extra Innings today. We appreciate you hanging out. We'll do this a couple times a week on the 680 The Fan YouTube channel. Hope you enjoy that. We'll be back next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.